Oh my goodness.
There's a lot of chatter. I don't know if you guys have seen the latest. So now Darius Slay has responded to JuJu Smith's nonsense. Here's where I'm at this point. Like, you're feeding into him. You're giving the child what he wants. That's what you're doing. Now it's the kid's on his back screaming and yelling and throwing things. And you're like, what's the matter, Johnny? Instead of just ignoring Johnny. And then Johnny will shut up if you ignore Johnny. Now they're all feeding into it. And by doing it, and I think Slay's intent was to defend Bradbury and his teammates. But he goes through this whole litany of, hey, we didn't really, get torched that bad. Like,
what?
Yeah, yes, you did. I don't care that Mahomes only had 180 yards. He was 21 of 27.
And 13 of 14.
And they scored on all four possessions in the second half. Just like, I feel like, especially the D-backs had this mentality of either it was Gannon's fault or they didn't play that bad in that game. And I know how many points they gave up. I know 1 of 7 of them was Hurts. I get it. And the other one was on a punt return. But still, man, like, you didn't make enough plays. And Slay himself got torched on the Tony and
he got the first one was the
Sky Moore plays.
Yeah.
Well, he was the first one. He was trying to communicate, and he was over communicating, telling guys to, follow him over the top, and instead of looking at his man, he's got him man to man. And as soon as he came out of the jet sweep and reversed back, he was already 3 steps on him before he realized
absolutely
he was, running into the end zone. So
matter of fact, if you look at it closely, I don't even think Slay turned his head to look back at the receiver that was in motion until the dude had the ball in his hand. He was walking in the end zone.
That's
Slay
what I said.
Still looking this way. Yeah,
exactly. So he had turned it in reverse motion, and before he turned around and to see it, he had to have, he was walking into the end zone. So I mean, it's I understand why he thinks what he thinks, but it's totally not true, man. It's not just Gannon's fault. It's both fault. There's fault on both sides.
You're right. Despite what you and Rob think, I am not solely laying anything on Gannon.
Right.
Although you guys think I'm a just flat out Gannon hater, which I am not.
You are.
No, I am not. I have certain dislikes that I have maintained my consistency every time we talk about Mr. Gannon from September through today. But this is as much on the players as it was on Gannon, because
absolutely
in the second half, I still can't get over this. In the second half, name me one player that made a definitive play on defense in the second half on that vaunted Eagles defense from that
GJ.
Yeah.
The one play.
But nobody made a Brandon Graham kind of play.
No.
Interception, strip, sack, strip of a running back, something you had to have, or just a big stop. I'm sorry. Like, we can sit here and debate the Bradbury hold, and I get it. Like, you can argue either way. Fine. But get a stop on third down.
Right. Well, CJGJ, he had that big hit on
was that second half or first half? That was second half?
That was second half. But
second
still,
half. And then he made that tackle on the flats. Yeah. We had that tackle in the flats, wide open, where Pacheco would have been running for days if he had missed him on that one.
Yeah. But still didn't give him enough to talk, man. I mean, like you said, they did score the last 4 possessions. One of them, I say the last 3. One of them was just, on the 5-yard line.
It was, Barry. You're right. But the one they chose to kick a field goal, they could have scored.
Right.
So, exactly. So, your vaunted 70-sack defense gets no sacks over 60 minutes. You have one of the best turnover ratio defenses in the entire NFL. You get no turnovers. You let a quarterback, I don't care if it is Patrick Mahomes, I don't care who it is, any quarterback completing 13 out of 14 passes, and the only pass that was an incompletion was a throwaway. That's embarrassing.
Right.
I don't care who it is. You did nothing to change the momentum in the second half of the game.
Yeah, gave a 30-yard run on a bum leg.
On a bum leg. Yeah. So I think a 26-yard run right up the middle.
I just think
up to the side to the middle.
I don't get I know this is sort of what the mentality is now. Everybody, it just shots fired on social media, and this is the way a lot of that generation is. I get it, but it's like at some point, as bad as JuJu has embarrassed himself, now you're like in the mud with him. Like just like enough. Like CJGJ did his thing, and couple other guys, or I'm sorry, AJ Brown did his thing, but now like everybody's like getting into it. And it's like, dude, at some point, let this guy just make an ass out of himself and ignore him. It'll stop eventually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree.
There's no way. I mean, it's just, you can't do it with social media these days. They can't not say anything back to him.
It's an addiction.
They've got to clap back at him. It's just a part of who this younger generation is. These guys, you know, I don't know if I could have played in the social media era right now. I don't know if I could have, man. It's different. It's different. Especially these guys are sensitive too, and it's hard. Why would you be sensitive? Especially when you look at when you look at everything that's going on. You know, it's just you don't have people making logical decisions because everybody has to say something back on social media. You're getting graded. You know, whatever social media says is like law now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't understand that, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope, because it seems to me like JuJu Smith-Schuster is not stopping anytime soon. So
no, he's not. That's the only claim to fame. Like, hey, I doubt seriously if he signs back with Kansas City. I doubt seriously if Kansas City wants him to come back.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City has 3 new cast-off veteran receivers just to show you how potent that offense is.
I agree.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I agree. I think Andy will never say anything publicly, but I guarantee you Andy is like, dude, what are you doing? You know, and that, I'm not saying it's a guarantee he wouldn't bring him back, but I think if it's 50-50, Andy doesn't like this kind of stuff. I can tell you that right now. He's not JuJu's not helping his case to be a chief. You know,
I'm surprised nobody's gotten to him. See, like there's certain people in the Eagles organization that will call, hey man, stop this. It's like that. It's like that post CJ put out about Gannon. You notice how quickly it was taken down?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know who got to him, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
And I'm surprised. I wonder if they've said anything to Slay. You can't
win.
They
probably did say something to Slay, but Slay don't care.
Yeah, well, Slay don't care.
He's going into his last year. You know,
Slay could be playing somewhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, right. And again, you know, Slay last 14 games, no picks, 8 passes defense. Now you could say, hey, they're not throwing his way. And that's, you know, I think it's fair. You always have to take that into account, like Barrett pointed out earlier with Joey Porter Jr. at Penn State. However, watching eyeball test, which we watch every Eagles game and we break down the film of it, he was way better the first portion of the season than he was the last portion of the season. Way better.
First 3 quarters of the season, he was the man. You know, they didn't throw at him.
Yeah.
And I think you get a little bit comfortable and complacent when you don't get thrown at a lot. They were throwing at Bradbury, you know, and also in the middle of the field, especially when CJGJ was taken out of the mix.
Right.
You know, that's what happens, man. But I truly believe at this point that they just don't, they can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves.
No, I hear you. I just think even taking that stuff out of it for a minute, let's say both Bradbury, hypothetically, Bradbury and Slay are both free agents. Who do you think the Eagles would prioritize if that was the case? I think they prioritize Bradbury.
Oh, there's no question. Oh, there's no question they prioritize Bradbury at this point. After what he just did this season, that's a slam dunk that they would definitely pick Bradbury over Slay. There's no question about it. Yes.
I don't know, man, because I think you look at their seasons, they're mirror opposites of each other. I mean, Slay balled the first half, and then Bradbury balled the second half.
I don't know, Barrett. I think Bradbury was consistent all year, to be honest. I think he had a better level of consistency than Slay did.
I don't think Slay played necessarily bad. I think there's plays that stick out in everybody's mind, like the 3rd and 30 play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That play.
I don't even blame him. I mean, that's more on the kid than I blame him. You know, I didn't like the way he handled it.
Well, we didn't like a lot of things that he did. And towards the end, I mean, he did point a lot of fingers.
He's a finger pointer. He's the kind of guy, like, if he's your guy, you like him. If he's not, you hate him.
Yes, exactly. There you go. You know,
there you go. But either way.
I thought he was more accountable last year than he was this year.
Yeah.
Last year he was more accountable. Like if he did something, he was like, damn, like he knew he got his butt kicked.
Yeah.
Green Bay game. He knew he got it handed to him the Green Bay game.
Yeah.
And he stepped up and he's like, look, it's on me. I did that. It's on me. This year, I didn't think he did that a lot. I still thought he played well, though. I mean, I still think he played well. A lot better than we're used. I think we got spoiled this year because they played so well in the beginning that towards the end, you know what I mean? But people watch film, too. People see what you need to do. And we had a lot of injuries that hurt us.
Sure.
Would you classify Slay was Slay a playmaker the last 8-9 games of the season?
No, I can't say that.
No.
Nope. His last interception was against Minnesota. What week was that?
Week 2.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. All right, Dave Zingaro is going to join us from the Combine. So we'll get the latest from Dave, what he thinks about this stuff, what's going on there, what he's hearing, what the Eagles may prioritize in the draft, any updates on Jalen Hurts and the contract situation, what's going on with the tush push, all those kind of things. We will hit Dave up, and should we ask him where he's eating? Should we ask him any St. Elmo's?
He better be at St. Elmo's.
Okay,
or else
we'll find out. Not with you not there, leading him to the horse to water, Gunner. You never know, man. You never know.
I know.
They need Yoda. They need you to show them, what they're supposed to be doing there. Thank you, Sensei. All right, let's do this. Let's get a timeout. Come back. And Dave Zingaro from NBC Sports Philadelphia joins us from the Combine. That's Barrett. That's Derek. I'm Rob. We're Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Let's talk about Jim Murray and Principal Financial Group, because knowing who to trust with your finances can be a scary proposition. I'm right there in the front of the line. But I can say from personal experience that someone I trust with my finances is Jim Murray and Principal Financial Group, whether it's retirement planning, 401k review, insurance review. You might have a small business. You're trying to set up your employee benefits. That's yet another resource that Jim can help you with. I know I've entrusted my IRA, my 401k rollovers with Jim, and I couldn't be any happier. You will be too. Give him a call, 610-996-4751, 610-996-4751. You could also email him, Murray, MURRAY.Jim@principal.com. That's Murray.Jim@principal.com.